Hello, thank you for watching this seventh short video in the series of Rastas. And the theme is simple. Rastas has learnt his lesson, and Rastas is ready to fly home to God. Oh, do you know, if life was as simple as all that, wouldn't it be amazing? But let me share this with you. Each one of us is on a unique journey, and that journey is sacred. And I say this because you and I were handpicked. We were called by name. We had the breath of the divine breathed into our soul before we were born. And though it's taken me many, many years to wake up to that, and at times in my vulnerability I regret having been such a stubborn fool, but I offer my foolishness as a prayer. And I give thanks to God for never having given up on me. And as Rastas said to God, God, he said, I thank you from my heart that you never blew out that candle when I was all alone in the dark room. He said, Rastas, why would I blow out your light? Sure, you blew it out yourself. And isn't that true? Isn't that so true? But my dear friends, it's important in this incarnation that we know who we truly are, and that we work it out for ourselves why we're here. And once we put in that amount of effort, the results will be breathtaking, because we will know for sure, like Rastas, that God is present in everything, in everyone, in every situation, in every trial, in every disappointment, in every success story. And if you can think back to that beautiful poem, The Footprints in the Sand, this is what God said to Rastas. Rastas, you remember them footprints in the sand? Yes, I do, Lord. They were mine. Were they? Were they yours, Rastas? Yes, Lord, they were mine. Well, Rastas, they were not yours, because you were in no fit state, drunk as a skunk that you were, on wine, women, and you know what. They were the feet of my son, who carried you, bladdered, and who never gave up on you. Oh Lord, he said, I am so stupid. Yes, I know, Rastas, but I forgive you. You gave up on yourself a long time ago, but I never gave up on you. And that's the true story. We may give up on ourselves. And I gave up on myself. I remember 16 years ago when the side effects of Prozac robbed me of my health and my career as a nurse, where I was just out of control. And then something happened. 4 years later, despite the suicidal ideation, the disinhibited, disassociated behavior, my ego was crushed. And all that could be thrown at me was thrown at me. And all these years on, I weep tears of joy, that God never gave up on me, because I surely did. And each day for me is a bonus ball. It's winning the lottery. It's winning the lottery because I know I'm loved. I know I'm accepted for who I am. I don't have to convert to a religion to be accepted. All I have to do is to honor my heart and therein find my peace. And when you can openly, honestly, truthfully get into that place and look at your life through the eyes of God's love, there is no condemnation. There's affirmation. And though the church and religion and society want you to always down yourself and to be beholden to the system, that is not what God wants. God wants his children to be free. He wants us to be free, so that in our free expression of that love, we can come as we are, in our woundedness, in our vulnerability, in our availability, and experience the wildness of heart and begin to live a fulfilled life. And the world you and I are living in today, the emphasis of pleasure and enjoyment and peace and happiness are more about materialism and success rather than the state of your soul. But Rastas has learned his lesson. And now God says to Rastas, Rastas, you are my son, my beloved, and I love you. And though you've gone off and squandered all that I gave you, and though you've abused the gifts I gave you, and came to me bladdered, full of self-pity, whinging and moaning, I forgave you. So go now. Go now, Rastas, and claim the world as your oyster, because I give you unconditional love, and I'm placing in your hands the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And all you have to do, Rastas, is turn that key. Can you picture that scene? And I've been in that scene, because I'm talking about me here. Yes, I'm making mimicry of myself, but who cares? We take ourselves too seriously, don't you think? Isn't it time that we laughed at ourselves in the mirror and caught ourselves on? Why would God give up on his creation? God never gives up on love. It is we who give up on love. So let us now bring this series of short videos of Rastas and God to an amicable end where there's hope. Where there's hope. And poor Esmeralda, behind the door with the red flashing light, no doubt she's wearing 6-inch stillies and red leather boots up to her throat, there drunk as a skunk. Rastas decides to knock on that door and say, Esmeralda, honey, come on. It's time that you and I lived. It's time that you and I put aside our differences and that we walk together hand in hand and let go of all the tomfoolery and the need to win other people's approval. Come on, Esmeralda. Let's walk into the sunset together and let's enjoy one day at a time. I hope my sharing has helped you. But remember this: whatever you've done in your life, you are loved and you are forgiven. And maybe it's your time to go into the sunset with Rastas and be happy.